Arizona Outdoors, and today we are going to be making a slingshot. So, first things first, we need to get a sawzall so we can practically, cut the wood. Alright guys, so I got the sawzall. Milwaukee rules. So, where we're going to be going is over back behind my house. We have a huge wood pile where we trim all of our trees and where all the wood goes. And we are going to be making a slingshot out of mesquite because, mesquite's good wood and everything. So, what you're going to most likely need is, or the way I'm going to do this is you're going to want to find a fork, like out of the wood, I guess, that would be good enough to withstand a sling, or enough force of a huge rubber band. And as you see here, this is all the wood and stuff that we have that I'm going to try and make a slingshot out of. Guys, so I think I found the fork I'm going to use to make this slingshot. So I ended up getting a different piece because that other one over there was not as strong as I thought, but I found a different one and it seems to be stronger and better. So you're practically just going to need a piece of wood like this. It'll also help if you have a set of carving knives. It'll speed up the process. Alright, so I just got all the pieces done carving. Now what you want to do is sweep off the porch so your dad doesn't get mad at you. But what you want to get next is some sandpaper and sand it down. So once you get your sandpaper, you want to pretty much sand it down. Pretty much like this. Oh, and by the way, I believe this is 80 grit sandpaper. It's what I would use for it. And look, you can already see it's already starting to smooth out. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention, guys, is so it's all done and sanded. I'm probably gonna go from an 80 grit probably down to like a 120 maybe, just to really get it nice, slick, and smooth. But you want to sand the tops down on them so they're nice and not sharp edges too, and aren't all messed up. And same down at the bottom. And yes, I did kind of cheat. I used that just for the bottom because to do that with hand sanding was going to take forever. That's why it was a little bit burnt on the bottom. But yeah, you just want to get it real nice and slick and sanded, I guess. Alright guys, so now what you're going to want to do is put a notch around the top so you can put your string around. I don't have a string currently, so I'm going to make one out of rubber bands, but you just want to make a notch going around here that you can have your string holding on to. So this doesn't seem to be working too well, so I'm going to use a saw or something else to make this notch. Alright guys, so I found a file. I'm just going to take a file and make grooves with it around like this, and it actually seems to be working pretty pretty well. So, I will see you guys when I'm done filing. Alright guys, so I just got done doing this. You want to have a notch like that going all the way around, and then this is the other one that I did. You want it to be a good notch around it too. So, you know, just 2 good notches, and then over here is where I'm gonna make my this is where I'm gonna make my string. So I already kind of got one going like this. You just want to take these big thick ones and braid them together. I guess you just want to somehow get all these rubber bands put into one big one, and you got yourself a string. But you know, you'd want to put this on those notches, obviously. So yeah, you just want to get all these put together, and then another thing is you wanna basically, what I'm trying to say is, you want to build like a leather pouch or something that you can do for this, that you can, you know, put your marble or slingshot ammo or whatever you're trying to do, but it'll kind of look like this, just a little bit thicker material, like this. You can shoot rocks and everything, but you really want to get this tied on here, because if you don't, you're not going to really be able to kill a rabbit or a fox or nothing major. Which, yeah, it's going to take a good amount of power to kill a fox, but I think if you hit them, I think you could honestly kill a moose with this if you hit it in the right spot. But, you know, you have this going right here, and you want to come over here and do it, and it's just all kind of braiding and putting rubber bands together. So, yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I get this crazy concoction of rubber bands put together. Good news and bad news. The bad news is the rubber bands did not work at all. They were horrible. They just kept breaking real bad. The good news is my dad said he'll buy me some new bands to put on the slingshot, which will be nice. So, I guess I'll see you when I get the bands. Alright guys, so I got a slingshot, a proper one now, because that rubber band one was horrible, but it's gonna practically be up like that. But I rode my bike down to the local base and went down and bought one, and yeah. So what you want to do is take your drill. When you're doing this, it can be real crackable sometimes, so you start with the small one and work your way to the bigger one, but you put right there and you drill. So somehow that did not crack. Backside kind of did, but yeah, so I think I'm actually going to use this smaller bit and just squeeze, like fold this so it'll go in here easier, and yeah. Pretty much go in like that. You might have to get like something to help push it through, because to be honest, it's not. working the best. It'll work, watch. So, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go to the bigger bit, and pretty sure that's gonna go straight through, but you know, I live in a desert. I can get this again, so yeah. I will. Dad, I'm on YouTube.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
I'm not on it, but I'm filming a video. This thing is a little dull. NGL. Okay, so I'm probably gonna get a file and run that out, but you know, I'm gonna tie a knot and it'll shoot good. I'll do the other side and I'll come back when I got all the stringing and everything done. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, the only knot, it's not a big specific knot. Literally, it can't get much simple. You're just doing something like this and pulling it as tight as you can, and since it is practically just a huge rubber band, it's going to be real hard for it to come undone. As you can see, it's just like that. And if you want, which I am gonna do, I'm gonna clip the end off of it so it's not all bing chling and going crazy. Guys, we got it done. Here is the homemade slingshot that I videoed and made today. It's a pretty decent sized one too. You can honestly probably shoot like 2-inch rocks out of it. I mean, I think it came out pretty good. Nice mesquite. It was still a little bit alive, but I mean, pretty cool. And shout out to the Ace Hardware down here in Corona de Tucson, like off Houghton, because if they didn't have this, we'd have to wait another 2 weeks to get one. So shout out to them. Make sure you go check them out. And now let's go shoot it. All right, now we're gonna be shooting the slingshot down at that box with the big red spot on it. Wait a minute. All right. Got my little ammo. Let's shoot this puppy. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. To be honest, I'm not accurate. TBH. Oh, I was close to that. I'm probably sitting at like 7 yards. Not the farthest away, but the slingshots. Oh man, keep shooting left. I hit it. It's right where I was aiming too. I just figured out how to shoot this thing. I'm getting it. I'm gonna shoot it with my right hand, and then I'll do a part where. Alright, now guys, we are gonna do. You probably won't be able to see, but I'm gonna do one and see how far I can shoot it up. Hopefully. I heard it hit the ground. Well guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and build yourself a slingshot, because this thing came out pretty good for only taking about 4 hours. So, see you later everybody.